Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we take a deep dive into the hidden stories within company filings. And today we have some serious executive musical chairs happening at Amplify Energy Corp. It looks like their CEO is stepping down and a new leader is taking the helm. But what does this mean for the company's bottom line and what kind of deals are being made behind the scenes? Stick around to find out. So Amplify Energy Corp just released an 8K filing, which is basically a report for big events that happen outside of the regular reporting schedule. The big news here is that Martin Wilshire is out as president and CEO and stepping down from the board. This change is effective July 2020, the date we're calling the transition date. Now, he's not just walking out the door, he's going to be a special advisor to the company, but in a non-executive role. This transition is part of a formal agreement, the transition agreement, which means there are some specific terms and conditions attached to his departure. He's going to be advising the company as a special advisor until December 31st of this year, unless other things happen. What's particularly interesting is what Martin Wilshire gets out of this deal. For his continued advisory role and assuming he plays by the rules like signing a release of claims and sticking to those restrictive covenants from his old employment agreement, he'll continue to get his base salary and benefits, plus his outstanding stock awards will keep vesting, which is pretty standard. Think of it as a bridge payment and continued benefits to ensure a smooth hand. But here's where it gets more specific. If he sticks around through the end of his advisory period and keeps up his end of the bargain, he's in line for some serious severance. This includes a lump sum payment for his prorated bonus up to August 1st. Then there's a significant chunk of cash equivalent to 2 times his annual base salary, minus what he already got paid during the transition period. On top of that, he gets continued healthcare for a full year after his transition ends, and any unvested restricted stock units will immediately vest. They're also giving him a pro rata portion of performance-based restricted stock units will immediately vest. They're also giving him a pro rata portion of performance-based restricted stock units will immediately vest. They're also giving him a pro rata portion of performance-based restricted stock units based on how the company did. All this is contingent on him not being fired for cause. Now, for the big promotion, Daniel Furby is stepping up to be the new Chief Executive Officer and will also join the board. He's been with the company as Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer since March of last year. Before Amplify Energy, he had a career in the energy sector with roles at Sentinel Petroleum, Riviera Resources and Lynn Energy. He's got a solid technical background with a degree in petroleum engineering and an MBA. As the new CEO, Daniel Furby is getting a bump in pay. His base salary is now 453,880 alphas, and his target bonus is a hefty 90% of that. He'll also be eligible for bonuses and equity incentives just like other top executives. And to top it all off, he received a grant of 100,000 performance restricted stock units, or PRSUs. These PRSUs are a big deal because their vesting is tied directly to the company's stock performance. The performance period will run until March 31st of 2028. For him to get 50% of these units, the stock needs to hit an average trading price of 6x norm to $8 to $8 it can get up to 200%. This is a strong incentive for him to drive up the stock price. It's worth noting that if he's terminated without cause or leaves, for good reason, he could still get a portion of these units based on performance. Also, if he leaves due to death or disability, a pro rata share will vest to sex defaults. To $8,000, after he can get up to $200, AV can get up to $200. He can get up to 200% as a strong incentive for him to drive up the stock price. It's worth noting that if he's terminated without cause or leaves for good reason, he could still get a portion of these units based on performance. Also, if he leaves due to death or disability, a pro rata share will vest too. Moving on to another key appointment, James Frew, who was the Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, is now also taking on the role of President. He's been with the company since April of last year, and before that he was a partner at Sentinel Petroleum and held various finance and business development roles at Riviera Resources and Lynn Energy. For his new dual role, James Frew's base salary is now $430 and $130 with a target bonus of 90%. He will also receive a special bonus of $450,000. This bonus will vest and be paid out either if he's terminated without cause or leaves for good reason, or on July 2020 of 2027, whichever comes first. If he leaves for any other reason before vesting, it's all forfeited. Finally, the company is also adjusting compensation for General Counsel Eric Willis. His base salary is increasing to $430 and $990 and his target bonus is now 90%. He's also getting a special bonus of 4, which will 50,009, similarly structured to Mr. Fruz, which will vest on the same terms. These moves show a clear strategy to align executive compensation with company performance and leadership stability, especially during this transition. The company also put out a press release on July 22nd announcing all these changes. This filing essentially confirms the information shared in that public announcement. And as always, these filings come with what's called an interactive data file. This is basically extra information that helps financial analysts and systems understand the details of the report. The report is signed off by the new CEO, Daniel Furby, confirming all these leadership changes. Now let's talk about what this all means. The departure of Martin Wilshire as CEO and the immediate elevation of Daniel Furby signals a significant shift in leadership for Amplify Energy. Wilshire's exit package, which includes continued salary benefits and vesting equity, suggests a relatively amicable separation and a desire to retain his expertise in an advisory capacity, perhaps to ensure continuity on key projects or relationships. The real kicker here are the severance packages for both Wilshire and Fruz. These payouts are substantial and clearly designed to incentivize loyalty and performance, especially through stock awards which are directly tied to stock price appreciation. This strategy of linking executive pay to stock performance, like with Fruz PRSUs, is a common way for companies to align leadership interests with shareholder value. However, the success of this hinges entirely on the company's ability to execute its strategy and grow its business, especially in the volatile energy sector. We're not seeing specific financial tables in this particular filing which would tell us about revenue, profits or debt, but the focus on executive compensation and leadership changes is a strong indicator of the company's current strategic direction or perhaps a response to past performance. But that's speculation without the financial sector. We're not seeing specific financial tables in this particular filing which would tell us about revenue, profits or debt, but the focus on executive compensation and leadership changes is a strong indicator of response to past performance. But that's speculation without the financials. One notable risk here is the dependence on stock price for a significant portion of the new CEO's compensation. If market conditions or operational challenges prevent the stock from reaching those performance hurdles, then it could lead to significant unvested equity awards and potentially reduced executive motivation if not managed carefully. Conversely, if the company navigates these challenges successfully, these performance-based awards could be a significant positive for the leadership team. The appointments don't appear to be a response to any disagreement, which is good news for a stable transition. Out of market convections or operational challenges prevent the stock from reaching those performance hurdles, then it could lead to significant unvested equity awards and potentially reduced executive motivation if not managed carefully. Conversely, if the company navigates these challenges successfully, these performance-based awards could be a significant positive for the leadership team. The appointments don't appear to be a response to any disagreement, which is good news for a stable transition. In conclusion, Amplify Energy is clearly making a bold move, with new leadership at the very top. The substantial compensation packages, especially through stock awards, signal strong confidence in his ability to drive shareholder value. However, the long-term success will depend on their operational execution and navigating the complexities of the energy market. We'll need to keep a close eye on their future financial reports to see if this leadership change translates into tangible business growth and improved financial health. What do you guys think about these executive shakeups and compensation packages? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown useful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more in-depth financial analysis. Don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more exclusive content and discussions. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.